Hey, America! Aren't you sick and tired of all the bullshit over the Confederate flag? How about if I give my opinion? Let's discuss it. Hello, everyone. My name is Paul Inkley, and I am your host, and I welcome you, America. Before I get started today, I'm going to ask you sincerely, please, before you get mad at me, please, just listen to me until I'm finished, because these issues are going to rip this country apart. Today I'm going to be talking about the Confederate flag, but more importantly, I want to talk about this strange idea that some people have that this flag is racist. So let's take a second or two and talk about the flag that's behind me. I guess the first thing I tell you is this flag was a gift. It was given to me a lifetime ago, but I've always just looked at this flag as a piece of our nation's history. And it's a history we shouldn't forget. I know some people may have a hard time believing this, but it is the truth. The Civil War was fought over states' rights and greed, but the men that were fighting under that flag were American soldiers, and they were fighting for, their way of life and their economy. We have freedoms and rights in this country that protect what the South was trying to do. Now, don't misunderstand me. I think slavery is as wicked a practice as man can do, but we need to be honest about our history. And these men were fighting for literally what they felt was their way of life and their economy. Now, one of the main reasons the slaves received their freedom, and I don't want to take away from any who fought in the war or tried to carry this banner, but frankly, if one man wouldn't have had the balls to stand up for what was right and what was just, he took on this heavy burden and fought this battle in Washington. And of course, I'm talking about President Abraham Lincoln. We should honor this great man for the gift he gave this country. Finally, all men were free. All men were created equal. But to dishonor this flag by saying it is racist, I'm sorry, that just dishonors all the men and women who were fighting under it. And they were fighting for, what they felt was their economy and their way of life. Now, the flag that's behind me is no less important than the Betsy Ross flag on its left or our national flag on its right. They're all just a piece of our nation's history. And I know it's easy for us to say today, how could people believe that way? How could you believe in slavery? I've said it myself. But it was a different time. It was a long time ago. And we need to learn from our past. Not pretend it didn't happen. Or worse, change it because it's not politically correct. I want to put into perspective just how dependent these people had become on this vulgar thing called slavery. They felt in the end that it was a personal right. Now, isn't that the way that some people feel about their personal right to an abortion today? We haven't learned a hell of a lot, have we? You can't look at a man and say because he was born a certain color or born in a certain place that he's a racist. I believe most people are live and let live kind of people. But there are some in this country that want us to think that we're divided and that we should hate each other. In America, this is bullshit. But we need to accept that we are never going to get rid of racism. But I think most Americans truly just want to live their lives. Racism is in a man's heart. It's not in things. So anyone that believes that the Confederate flag is racist, I'm sorry, but they see color in everything. And we can't win with that attitude or ever change. We need to accept that we're always going to have racism. We can make rules or we can make stupid laws and it's not going to change anything. And anybody who thinks it's going to is a damn fool. Judge a man by the content of his character, not the color of his skin. This was wise advice from another great, great man in our nation's history. But let's not forget, this advice was given to everyone, not just the whites. If we don't change the way we look at history, nothing is ever going to change. A few months ago, I was on vacation with my brother and a few of his friends. And on this vacation, I met a black man, and I want you to know he was one of the nicest people I'd ever met. I found out he was a member of our armed forces, and it always just thrills me to be able to talk to one of these brave men. Well, he didn't let us down. He had some stories that really make you, appreciate your country. But the thing that puzzled me is this guy was from Chicago, and I'm from the Midwest. And you'd think everything that we're being told that we wouldn't get along. And this wasn't the case at all. He loves his country, and so do I. And it's amazing the simple things that can bring men together. But not once was race ever an issue, and it should never be. We're all Americans. Doesn't matter what color we are. We need to remember this. It gives us something to rally around. But I said in my first show, we need to change. All of us. America, guess what? It starts with you. Get rid of the negativity and the anger. Don't we love this country enough to try and fix it? It's all this negativity and anger that are our biggest obstacle. But if you're going to say I'm a racist just because I'm white, well, that doesn't give me a whole lot to work with. And you might want to remember that. Change goes both ways. I'm sure willing to try. Are you? But America, let's be honest about how things really are and quit relying on false hope. You know, the truth is, America, we're never going to be able to move on if we don't quit living our lives in the past. It all happened a long, long time ago, and let's not forget the slaves were freed, and it was a great day in our history. You know, let's not tarnish that with all this negativity and anger. We are Americans. We are better than that. So let's quit being pawns in somebody else's chess game. Let's start standing on our own, thinking for ourselves. We are not sheep. We are Americans. Let's start acting like we feel this way. So America, I have an idea. The next time we're filling out one of these stupid government forms and it asks what race we are, let's just put down we're Americans. We're all the same color, red, white, and blue. You know, I hope you've enjoyed what we've talked about today. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this show or not. I'm glad I did. I want to thank my God for my life and my freedoms, for the country I live in, and for my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I want to thank our military for all they do for us, these men and women, these brave men and women. We can never thank them enough for the sacrifices they make. And I'm going to ask God not only to protect them, but to protect their families. You know, I hope you've enjoyed watching. You know, I'm going to say, God bless America, and until next time, I am an American, and I bid you a farewell. Hey America, I'd like to tell you about a brand new Western book. It takes place in the mid-1800s in Yuma, Arizona, and it's well worth the read. You know, the book is called Sweet Justice, and it was written by a very talented new author, and his name is Mark Inkley. You know, if you enjoy Western, an old Western, you'll like this book. You know, let's give it a look. You know, if you want more information, they say that there is a link in the description. So hey, you know, give it a look. America, you're awesome. Thanks so much.